Welcome back. The show's called Brandequity, and I'm Sonali Krishna. Now, FCB Ulka is one agency that's been grabbing headlines. First, for the grand appointment of Satbir Singh as its chief creative officer, and then in less than a year for his not-so-grand exit. And now they've appointed then-Sue hand Rohit Ohri as its new commander-in-chief. But the task at hand is not going to be easy for Rohit, given that the agency now is sans a creative head, coupled with the creative culture at the agency, which is completely different from where Rohit hails. I caught up with Rohit Ohri to ask him just these questions. Listen in. Thank you so much for joining us, Rohit. Truly a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you so much.
Firstly, many congratulations on your new assignment, FCB Ulka. Big change from where you've been. Why leave then-Sue? Because, I mean, we all know that you're the man who's credited with the Taproot acquisition. You've been there ever since then-Sue decided to get aggressive and make an imprint, within the Indian landscape. Why quit then-Sue at this point? So,
the thing is that, the 4 years that I was in then-Sue, I really had a great time. It was a great run. I think I had a lot of support from then-Sue Inc. But the fact is that I had, changed my role. So I was I'd moved to Singapore, and I was like heading up then-Sue in Asia Pacific, which had a lot of challenges. And what I realized that it was a more administrative kind of a role, and it wasn't really about being in the work and actually creating communication.
Sure.
And that was something that was a little difficult for me. It's not so exciting. It's not something that I'd really like to do. So then I met Carter Murray at Cannes, and he completely charmed me.
FCB is a legacy agency. It's got some really old school legacy brands. But the one thing that the agency seems to lack is the fact that it doesn't come across as a very contemporary agency with the times. I guess, a part of the reason is also that the people who you associate FCB with are very old school. One expected some change when Satbir joined as CCO. Suddenly took us all, the entire industry by shock that Satbir just quit, barely within a year.
Yeah.
How do you explain that?
Actually, I really don't know, quite honestly, because this is my third day in FCB Ulka.
Sure.
Satbir quit about a month and a half back. That aside, I think to address the important part of your question really is about the perception about FCB Ulka. And you're right. I mean, there is a perception, but the fact is, it is a perception. The fact is that they have people in the agency who've been in that company for more than 20 years. They've got clients with more than 40, 50-year-old relationships.
Sure.
I mean, there's a value in that. The culture that we want to create in the agency will change, of course.
Of course.
I think that is very critical.
Right. But I think, a starting point for any agency when it wants to be known as this creative, large but still a creative hot shop, is the fact that it needs to have a strong creative face. And I know that you've come from an organization, not then-Sue, but before that, your long stint with GWT, where, it's been faceless for a long time, and that was inherently the problem.
Yeah.
Hopefully things will change now with a new appointment. But, so having said that, you've come in where there is no CCO. So it's a similar position, so it's familiar territory, really.
So, that's something that obviously is a big question, and everybody's asking that question. To my mind, I think there are many ways to skin the cat. It's no longer about that one magic man with the magic wand who will come and change things for you. Okay. I don't think that's an old model. And I think the advertising industry is trapped in that old model. Okay. Because that model actually is completely broken at this point in time. And I think people need to realize that sooner than later. From my perspective, I think the most important thing is really to make sure that the client's perception of FCB on the creative front changes completely. Now, whether that needs a single person or it needs a network of really talented, with diverse skills, creative resources, that's the question that we're going to debate over the next month and take a call on that. So the mandate I've got from Global is really the creative transformation.
Okay.
Right? That is absolutely single-mindedly the one big thing that we want to do.
What about pressures on, bottom line profitability? Because finally that would be one of your key KRAs.
Yeah, but you know, the agency has been very well run. So my focus is really going to be on you know, the perception and managing
bit,
that,
yeah.
and the PR bit. No, not PR bit.
PR would be the wrong word. It's almost become a bad word. But
Bad
I mean,
word, yeah.
But I mean, like more presentation, you know, packaging of the agency.
That's right.
all
Because
of that.
I think in many ways, you know, the agency is because the leadership has always believed in not talking or not tom-tomming their achievements. You know, and in today's day and age,
Doesn't work.
that doesn't work, right? So you need to, what are your strengths? You need to leverage that and let the world see it.
On that note, Rohit, many congratulations and all the very best for your innings with FCB, and hopefully we'll see FCB go on to heights that we've not seen before.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for your good wishes.
On that note, it's time to get commercial, but coming up, it's our spanking new segment called Customer Chronicles.